I'll be using the next few minutes to show you just exactly how I trade Forex for dangerous accuracy. And just as I explained to you, I'll be showing you everything practically now on a live account, so that way you are not confused on any concept at all. First, to begin with, let's select a chart which is not extremely volatile currently, at the same time not lacking of volatility. In that chart, we want to place it on a 15-minute time frame, and we can decide to use any leverage of our choice. But for the sake of this video, I'll be using a leverage of 1 to 2,000. I will just be selecting on my NASDAQ now because that's what's meeting up to my criteria, right, of trading. And then I'm actually using my 15-minute time frame on this chart, and then the leverage that I am using is actually my 1 to 2,000, right? So everything is already set, so my first step is already done. Next, I want to track out the overall direction of my market. That's the overall trend. That's if my market is pushing towards the top on buys, or if it's dropping towards the bottom on sales, right? So that way I'm not trading against the big players on the market. Doing so on my 15-minute time frame, I just want to zoom in my chart so that my charts, they are not kind of like very minute like this. And then I can easily just see that this my chart is pushing towards the top, right? So there's really no argument about this. I can see that it's pushing towards the top, at least on my 15-minute time frame. So all I'll be using for this entire process will just be my 15-minute time frame. So in tracking my trend for my 15-minute time frame, I can now fully conclude that my chart is pushing towards the top. That is, it's on an uptrend, meaning that all I'll be looking at for on my NASDAQ today right now would just be buys. Next up, I want to check out my immediate chart if I'm having any candlestick structures. That's something like my bullish engulfing, my bearish engulfing. I want to check out for my morning, evening stars. I want to check out for my bullish hammer, my bearish hammers, and just so on like that, right? So that's just what I'm going to look at for now. In looking through our charts now, the very first thing I can see here is that the chart was pushing towards the top, and then created what we can call a morning star around this range. Just a basic morning star was created at about this region. And what happened after that? Boom, it shot up towards the top, right? You can literally see that looking very clean. So that the massive movement occurred as a result of our morning star that was created, right? Now, if we keep looking through our chart, we should now see something around this range again, right? An evening star was created around this spot, right? That's not just it, because our bullish hammer was created around this region again. And so because of these crazy formations, we discovered that our chart started dropping down just from the next candlestick like this, meaning that we can literally track on our charts now that we are seeing an evening star, we are seeing a morning star, we can see a bullish hammer also. That's a bullish hammer getting created on a chart that's on our immediate chart currently. Now, next up, I want to check out my chart again if there are any horizontal levels. That's any horizontal levels that can support my chart in going towards the top. Now, the reason for that is because we already saw that our chart is pushing towards the top. It's on an uptrend. So I just want to look for if there are any horizontal levels around my chart that is telling me that, hey, the chart is going to push towards the top. So we don't go into a trade and an unexpected drop starts. That's the chart start crashing on us. So because of that, we want to check out our horizontal levels to make sure that there are enough support levels that can help us to push towards the top. So that if we check it out on a realistic chart now, you can literally just see a horizontal level that's playing just around this region here, right? Meaning that the chart hit above, below the spot, pushed up, hit above, below our region again, pushed up, hit below our region again, and now what do you expect is just going to happen? The chart is just still going to push up, right? Because we're having a series of rejection candlesticks already occurring around our region here, right? Meaning that we are having a nice horizontal level that should support our movement towards the top. And now, having seen all of those, we can now comfortably check out for our chart structures. That's something like a bullish flag or a bearish flag, something like a rectangular formation, something like a breakout and retest. All of these chart structures should actually give us a perfect glimpse of what's about to happen now in the market. In checking that out, the very first thing we can see here is that if we map out a chart like this, we can literally see that the chart broke above our region here, right? So there's no way we're going to draw it again. It's actually pushed above our region, meaning that that's actually good. But that's just only the first. If we check out the chart again, we should notice that it broke above this our region again, right? And then that's just the second, because if you check it out again, let's say we map it out from the bottom here again, you should actually notice that there's no way you are going to map out this chart. A major breakout actually occurred on our chart, giving us a clear confirmation that this chart is just going to keep pushing towards the top. All that is left now is just an entry point a take profit, and a stop loss level. For our entry point, we just want to see a significant bullish momentum towards the top, showing a perfect trend continuation. And for our take profit, we just want to look at where our candlesticks experience a series of rejections, or we can keep holding our trade until we get a bearish rejection candlestick. And for our stop loss, we just want to use our most recent lower low on our 15-minute time frame. Now, what we can see on our chart is already a massive bullish momentum that is occurring right here, right? So all we can do now is I just want to simply use a lot size of, let's say my two lot size. Let me just use a lot size of 2, and I'm using a capital of 250 bucks, by the way. And I just want to go into like 2 trades there, and that's it for the meantime. Right now, what I'm just going to show you now is our take profit levels. And for our take profit levels, we're experiencing a series of rejections just around this range, right? You can still see the rejections around the spot, and then we're having another series of rejections around the spot, so that those levels can be our take profit levels. So we can easily just keep waiting until we get a bearish rejection candlestick also. For our stop loss, we just need to use our previous lower low, which is just around this range here, right? Which is just around this range here. And from there, feel free to stock into more trades according to the amount of your capital. That's where you're always safe in case of any reversal on the chart. Okay, guys, so this is what I'm having currently, right, as my result, right? I've just been adding a lot of trades right now. Remember, when you're just starting, you don't have to stock into a lot of trades like this. You also don't have to use 1,000 to 2,000 leverage, right? So you can decide to use the lowest lot size as possible, and you can use the lowest leverage as possible. And as time goes on, as your hands get stronger, you can keep increasing your lot sizes gradually, just like that. But so far so good. Our first take profit has been hit. Our second take profit has also not been hit, but I'm still holding this trade for the meantime until I get a bearish rejection candlestick. This is what we're having currently, guys. We can literally see that our rejection has actually been completed, and then our candlestick closed as bearish, so that this is actually a bearish rejection candlestick. So what can we do now? We can easily zoom out of this trade, right? Good. But then what we can see now, we're running a profit of about $3.3 thousand. That's what we're running currently. And then our starting capital was just about $250. So let's just quickly leave this trade now, so that we can just shut down all of our trades now. Now we're actually running about 3.5k on our account. So remember, guys, you don't have to use a crazy leverage of 1,000 to 2,000. You also don't have to stock in a lot of trades like this, right? Now, especially when you're just starting, you can decide to start with a leverage of 1 to 300, 1 to 500. And as time goes on, you can decide to increase your leverage, right, to maybe 1 to 1,000, 1 to 2,000, as your hands get stronger like that. You also can use the lowest lot size as possible, and then you can stock in maybe 1 or 2 more positions using the lowest lot size as possible. Just remember, guys, for every single video that can hit over 1,000 likes, I'll be coming back to that very video, running through the comment section, and I'll be selecting 3 random traders that I'll be funding $3,000 each, just like that. So that if you're new to this YouTube channel, just remember to hit the subscription button, hit the like button, and also remember to turn on your notification bell so you don't miss any videos I'll be dropping out from this place. So bye from guys. I'm Mr. P. Peace.